Hello, my name is Sarah Clark of Cretan Pilates, and today I am here to share with you my Pilates for tight hip flexors Pilates practice. Your hip flexor is what closes and opens the hip right at the top of the thigh, and they can get pretty painful because they get really tight and actually a little bit weak when we sit a bunch, which even if you feel like you stand a lot, you sit more than our ancestors did, and that's the term and the timeline I'm thinking about here. So in modern society, we sit so much that it's tightened up our hip flexors and people get a lot of pain here. So this video is for you if you have tight hip flexors. We're going to start standing so that we can do a lunge stretch to get this area nice and open before we get down to our mat. So I'd like you to stand at the back of your mat and reach your right leg forward until your left heel lifts up behind you. And then you're going to bend your right knee until the knee is tracking over the ankle. So you can heel toe your foot forward if you need to, if you need more of a distance here to really get into a bend. And then so I'm using the wall for balance here. That's totally okay if you need a wall for balance while you get into it. But you're going to bring your hands to your hips. And on your exhale, you're going to push your pubic bone forward and lengthen the low back. And that low back lengthens, you're going to really feel an opening in the left leg here. So we're just going to hold this, inhaling to feel the spine lengthen up, and exhaling to push the pubic bone forward. From here, you're going to reach your left heel towards the earth as you step back. And then you're going to step forward with the left foot. Going back into that lunge, that right heel will lift. You want the left knee tracking over the left heel. You've got your hands on your hips for balance, or you're using the wall, that's totally fine as well. Shoulders are relaxed. You're going to take an inhale to lengthen the spine up. And on your exhale, you're going to push the pubic bone forward, feeling that low back lengthen. And I actually use my hands. You can kind of see I'm pushing with my thumbs, tuck my tail underneath me. This is not a glute squeeze, but a lift of the navel that kind of lengthens the low back. Just like when you're doing a pelvic tilt on the mat, if you're familiar with that. We're going to hold this for 3 breaths. Inhaling to lengthen and exhaling to push the pubic bone forward. Go ahead and reach that right heel towards the earth as you step back. And then you're going to come down to your mat. You're going to lie down on your back and find a neutral spine. Your feet will be hip bone distance apart. And a good way to find that in this position is to line your heels up with your sit bones. So I don't mean to bring them really close to your butt, but I want everything to make a nice straight line with the heels and the sit bones, okay? Feet are about a foot away from you, okay? So just in front of the knees rather than tucked underneath them. Shoulders are rolled open. We're going to go ahead and do some bridges. When you bridge up, I really want you to focus on getting the front of the hips nice and open. So you're going to take an inhale, and on your exhale, you're going to tuck your tail, feeling the low back hit the mat, and then you're going to curl all the way up. And when you curl all the way up, I really want you squeezing the glutes and opening the front of the hip here. At the top, you're going to take an inhale, and on your exhale, you're going to roll back down. Keep the tail tucking as you roll down to lengthen the low back, getting some movement in the pelvis. Inhale at the base, and exhale, curl right back up, opening the hips at the top. And inhale, so you can exhale, roll right back down. Inhale at the base, and exhale, curl back up. Inhale at the top, and exhale, roll down. You're going to do 3 more like this. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, hold it. Exhale, roll down, trying to keep the spine as long as possible. Inhale at the base. Exhale, curl on up. And roll down using that exhale. One more time. When you get to the base of the last one, you're going to widen the legs. You're going to bring your toes off the mat. The heels will stay on the mat. So you've got some gentle external rotation here. You want your knees in line with your heels. So don't let your knees stay towards the center. Kind of push them out to the side just a little bit. Then from here, you're going to do a bridge. So you're going to exhale, curl up. Really squeezing the glutes to open the top of the hips. Take an inhale and exhale, roll down. Inhale at the base and exhale, curl up. Squeezing, getting that nice lift. Inhale at the top and exhale, roll down. So now what we're doing here on this one, you might feel, keep moving. Exhaling to lift up, inhaling to hold. So you might feel a little bit of work in the hip flexors, and that's okay because they're working in this nice long position, which is not what they're used to, because like I started the video with, you kind of end up getting short in the hip flexors when you sit a bunch. So we're trying to lengthen them and work them a little bit and get them support from the glutes, which is what this is really doing. I'm going to do one more. I'm going to exhale, curl up. Inhale at the top. Exhale, roll down. Bring the legs back to parallel. Okay, so the feet are parallel to each other, heels in line with the sit bones. And then you're going to exhale, curl up into your bridge and hold it. At the top, you're going to take an inhale so you can exhale the left leg into tabletop. Inhale, pointing up the sky. Exhale, flex the foot as the leg lowers down. Point the foot as it lifts up. Exhale, lower flex. Inhale, point and lift. Exhale, lower flex. Inhale, point and lift. Exhale, lower flex. Bend the knees, setting the foot down. Re-engage with your bridge, making sure your hips are level, and get ready to do this on the other side. Exhale, the right leg into tabletop. Inhale it up to the sky. Exhale, flex and lower. Inhale, point and lift. Flex and lower. Point and lift. Flex and lower. Point and lift. Flex and lower. Bend the knee. Set the foot down. Take an inhale and exhale, roll out of your bridge. At the base, you're going to take an inhale, and on your exhale, you're going to roll right back up. One more set. Take an inhale, exhale the left leg into tabletop. Inhale, point it up to the sky. Exhale, flex and lower. Inhale, point and lift. Exhale, flex and lower. Inhale, point and lift. Flex and lower, point and lift. Flex and lower, bend the knee, place the foot on the ground, re-engage with your bridge, take an inhale to prepare, and exhale, float the right leg into tabletop. Inhale, point up to the sky. Exhale, flex and lower. Inhale, point and lift. Exhale, flex and lower. Inhale, point and lift. Exhale, flex and lower. Inhale, point and lift. Exhale, flex and lower. Bend the knee. Place the foot on the ground. Inhale. So you can exhale, roll out of your bridge. And return to neutral. From here, I would like you to exhale the left leg into tabletop. Place your hands on the left knee. Let the left heel fall towards the floor. Get a little bit of downward pressure with that leg, and then you're going to circle the leg in the socket with the hands. okay? So what you're trying to do is definitely use the hands to pull the knee towards the chest when it comes up, but you're also trying to just kind of get the pressure of the leg, get the top of the leg bone to kind of fall into the right place in the socket. And switch directions of your circle. So as you do this, you're kind of thinking about the muscles that grip at the hip relaxing. The whole hip, right where it connects to the leg, is going to relax so that leg can fall deeper into the socket. If you're feeling a little poppy at any point, it's like a little ligament that you're rolling over, a little muscle, that's okay. What we're doing is to work that out. And then you're going to place the foot down and exhale the right leg into tabletop. Grab it. Get that downward pressure. Let your heel hang towards your butt. Let the muscles in the hip relax and then start circling that leg. Trying to keep as much downward pressure as possible, and try to make the best circle you can. Trying to keep the leg as relaxed as possible and letting the arms do the work. You might feel totally different from side to side, and that's okay. I'm going to pause here, switch directions of your circle. Try to keep that pelvis totally stable underneath you. Just getting that nice downward pressure. And then you're going to set that foot down, bringing your hands by your sides. I want you to find a true neutral, which means the sacrum right above your tailbone is heavy. There's a little lift at the lumbar spine, which is the curve that goes towards the front of the body, right above the butt, and the base of the rib cage is heavy. Then I want you to bring your two fingers to the bones at the front of the pelvis and dig just inside underneath them. There tends to be, when the hip flexors get tight, there tends to be a weakness here at the low core. And so we're going to practice working that. At first, you might feel a lot of tension in the hip flexor, and you might be like, what's the point of this? But over time, the idea is that the body learns to use the low core rather than the hip flexor when you're moving, okay? So we're going to take an inhale, and on your exhale, you're going to feel the muscles underneath the finger plump up right before the left leg floats into tabletop. And then you're going to inhale, set that leg down. And exhale to the other side, feeling a deep connection underneath the fingers, and then the leg floats. And inhale, set it down. If you are lifting your leg before you feel this connection, or you're lifting your leg before you exhale, you're missing the point of the exercise. So really try to be patient here a little bit. You're going to inhale, and then exhale, float the left leg up. Inhale, set it down. Exhale, float the right leg up. Inhale, set it down. Exhale to the left. Inhale, set it down. To the right. Set it down. Moving side to side, making sure you're exhaling to lift the leg. Keep moving and just kind of really pay attention to your body while I stay quiet. Like you to roll over onto your side, and you're going to come up onto your forearm, okay? So you're going to be pressing the palm into the earth, pressing the forearm into the earth. The elbow is right underneath the shoulder. The legs are going to extend out and come to the front edge of the mat. Your rib cage is lifted, no sagging here. Rib cage is lifted and the shoulder is in the pocket of the armpit. The top foot is going to point. The top arm is as a little kickstand here. Now, you're going to inhale, lift your top leg, exhale, lower. Inhale, lift, exhale, lower. Now, this is for strengthening the side of the hips and the glutes to help us get out of the hip flexors at the front. So what should be working instead of your hip flexors is, again, your low belly, the glutes, and then just the core in general could probably use some strengthening here to help you get out of your hip flexors. Core and glutes. And maybe even a little bit of hip flexor work because, like I said, if we're seated, they tend to get really tight. From here, you're going to bend your knees and you're going to lift your feet. Okay? My feet are super glued together. I'm still trying to keep my rib cage lifted. I'm going to inhale, open that top leg, exhale, close it. Inhale, open, exhale, close. Inhale, open, exhale, close. Inhale, open, exhale, close. 2 more. 1 more. And then set the feet down and flip yourself over for the other side. Elbow is underneath the shoulder. Palm is pressing into the earth. Legs are straight and to the front edge of the mat, creating this little banana shape here. Heels are stacked, getting that top arm as a kickstand. Top foot is pointed. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. I can tell you that this is a side where my hip flexor tends to bother me because it's not always both sides, and that this is much harder on this side. And I'm feeling a lot more work in the back, which is where I should be feeling it. So this shows me that I have some weakness in this glute. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower. 2 more. Go ahead and bend the knees, bringing the heels towards the butt. Lift the feet up and inhale, open. Exhale, closed. Inhale, open. Exhale, closed. Inhale, open. Exhale, closed. 2 more. 1 more time. And then go ahead, set the feet down and lie down on your stomach. You're going to place your right hand on the mat and your forehead on your right hand. So you take your left hand and grab your ankle, pulling the heel towards the sit bone. You want to keep the heel and the knee in line with the sit bone. And then you're going to exhale, push the pubic bone into the earth to open the front of the leg. You're going to go ahead and lengthen that leg out. Switch which hand's underneath your forehead and grab the ankle. So now I have my right hand on my right ankle. I'm bringing my heel in line with my sit bone. And I'm exhaling to push the pubic bone down, lift the navel up, and get a nice stretch at the front of the quad here. Lengthen that leg out. Bring your palms to the mat in front of you so that the elbows end up right underneath the shoulders. Forearms are pressing down. Kind of in this like awkward position here. I want us to lift our navel off the mat, push the pubic bone down, and then really lift the head and the heart while you feel like you're pushing and pulling the floor away. So I had to adjust my elbows to make sure that they really end up underneath my shoulders, But now I have this nice strong connection to the side of the body and the back, and I could end up here with rounded shoulders, but I really want you to reach that heart up, roll the shoulders open, and really feel that nice connection. Now, you're going to take your left heel and kick yourself in the left sit bone twice. Flex foot. Inhale, point the leg as you reach away to the other side. Inhale, point. Exhale. Inhale, point. Exhale. Inhale, point. Keep moving side to side. If you're feeling any pain in the knees, you needed to stretch your quads a little bit more, okay? Because you've got a little bit of tightness in the quad that's pulling on the kneecap, okay? So this shouldn't be painful for your knees, but if you're feeling a little tension, it's because it's a little bit of a stretch. Keep that extension with the upper body nice and tall, nice and long, switching side to side. From here, all done. So you can roll over onto your side and push yourself up to seated and congratulate yourself for taking care of your body, acknowledging that it maybe was a little stressed and maybe was feeling a little uncomfortable, and figuring out how to solve that problem for yourself. That's super awesome that you're taking ownership of your body and taking control of how you feel. My name is Sarah Clark. I hope you really enjoyed this workout. If you did, I recommend signing up for the free monthly Create Move Pilates practice calendar, and you can find the link below. Thank you so much for joining me, and I hope to see you around again soon. Bye!